sugar buggers, welcome back to the channel for a brand new current household. Well, after a lot of persuasion, you guys finally got me to agree to uploading a brand new current household update or just brand new current household video. I haven't really decided what this video should be called because technically I am playing in the same save as the Suarez family, but we are here with a brand new sim. Her name is Anissa Rolland, and Anissa is interesting because she's not like any sim I have ever really played with before. Her backstory is a little bit different. She is a little more seasoned in life, and like I said, she's just a really unique character. But before I dive into that, I do want to go ahead and just show off her little house that I made for her. I actually did a speed build yesterday, 2 days ago, I don't know, depending on when you see this, and it is called the Tattered Trailer. And the reason why I decided to call it the Tattered Trailer was actually inspired off of her bedroom drapes. But most importantly, the trailer as a whole is a little tattered. It's a little old mixed with a little new, as Ocean put it, and I really like it. I love it a lot. Like, this is one of my favorite builds. I love small builds, as we all know, but there's just something about this one that has a little extra charm. So here's the front, here's the back, very like trailer-esque, I guess, and then if we move into the actual floor plan, you can see a little more of Anissa's, personality shine through. So you're probably wondering, who the hell is that? Well, I'll get into that in just a quick second. His name is Vance Parks, and once upon a time, he was her Prince Frickin' Charming. They were in love, like hopelessly in love. It was supposed to be a forever thing, but forever never happened. And again, I'll get into that in just a second. So here's our kitchen. If you've already seen this speed build, then none of this is literally news to you. You might notice that we actually have a little pink doggy bowl, and here is our bathroom. I had to move some things around. Oh, I didn't fix the plant either, so I need to work on that. We have some toys for the little poocheroonie, and then here is Anissa's bedroom. So this is kind of like one of my favorite spots of the house. I don't know why. There's just something about it that kind of actually reminds me of my grandma's old trailer, so maybe that's like I'm having some nostalgia. I'm not really sure, but I love the house as a whole. It's really fun to play in, and I've only been playing for about maybe like 2 sim days or so. In the front, Anissa has some chrysanthemums growing. Each one of these chrysanthemums is actually worth like 10 freaking simoleons, so I'm actually gonna have her go out here, and I think we're gonna sell them all. Hopefully it's worth a little more than that, because that seems really cheap. Like, I thought each bud was $10, not for the whole freaking plant. Hopefully, I feel like I got finessed. I'm not sure, but I'm hoping that isn't the actual case. Okay, so $30 per a plant. Okay, whatever. Anyways, long story short, a little bit about Anissa. Oh, first and foremost, I have Wicked Whims in. I have Base Mental. We've also got Extreme Violence, all of the dirty mods, all of the dirty freaking mods, making this gigantuous, Sinner Simmer Soup, the triple S, like, whoa, not with the triple S, but yeah, seriously. So if you see anything pop up, or you're like, girl, what is this? What is that? I play with that now. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I always kind of, I haven't always kind of have. Wicked Whims is new, but everything else I've kind of always played with. Anyway, just wanted to give that little warning out there in case you see something like pop up. You know what I mean? Okay. Anyway, so Anissa, her back history is very simple. She grew up in a pretty normal household, middle class. Her parents were super duper gung-ho on education and, being super articulate and elegant and conservative. So those are a lot of the traits that Anissa still has to this day. She's a very interesting character. She hasn't really experienced a lot in life when it comes to living on the edge, kind of like dancing on the wild side. So for her, she's just always been super reserved, and that can come off one of 2 ways. That can be very charming, and it can also be very off-putting. And so I feel like her ex-husband, Vance, really helped kind of tailor the way that Anissa is, loosen up a tad. But unfortunately, Anissa started feeling like she was inadequate, because if you guys can't tell, Mr. Vance here is an investor at Dewey, Cheatham and Howe Incorporated. And with that, his work hours are pretty tedious. You know, he works a lot. He's gone quite often on business trips, that sort of a thing. And Anissa just started feeling like she was kind of not living up to her full potential and instead following in her husband's shadow. And she didn't want to be somebody's trophy wife or homemaker or, God forbid, their second mother. That was never up her alley. In fact, she's always been quite an independent person. Anissa, I gather, is probably around 33 to 35. Even though she's classified as a young adult, I still classify like 35 as a young adult, especially in this day and age. Like, people don't grow up until, well, people never grow up. I love it. We're all like Peter Pan. Anyway, so yeah, she's about 35, 33. She got married to Vance at 28 and divorced about 6 months ago. So I have a lot of mods in, and I've recently downloaded a few that are actually quite cool. You know what? I'm gonna go and invite over this guy right here, Roger, so that I can share with you some of the new relationship mods that I've installed. I'm actually planning on doing an entire video of the current mods I have in game, where I will be featuring this mod in particular, and it's super duper helpful because it also lists different lists different like moodlets and emotions and things like that, such as, you know, Vance and Anissa being divorced. So when they were first divorced, there were some other moodlets that I can't quite remember, but I know one in particular that has been established now. And so every time Vance and Anissa are around each other, there will be this happily divorced moodlet that will pop up. She can also ask to be his woohoo lover, or just no, woohoo friends, to keep it casual, you know. And I'm pretty positive she can even ask Roger, who she's been kind of sort of seeing, to be her lover. So there are a bunch of different types of things that you can do. And then also, if you've cheated on your spouse, this mod will recognize that, and then you can also make a promise to be faithful. And I don't know, it's kind of been like one of those diamonds in the rough, because ever since playing with it, I definitely feel like my game has expanded on itself somehow, and it's amazing. I love it. So what else can I tell you about Anissa? So originally, her and Vance lived in the city. That's why she came to Strangerville, just to kind of get away from everything. You know, I mean, what better way to kind of be secluded than moving to Strangerville? Not to mention, this house was a literal frickin' steal. In terms of jobs, what have I been thinking? I kind of need your help on this one. From what I've told you, well, I haven't told you enough, but what I'm about to tell you, let me know if you think any of these careers that I have in mind would fit Anissa, maybe if you were playing with her. So Anissa essentially is a Renaissance sim. She wants to finish 3 books, she wants to achieve level 3 the logic skill, and in a sum, she basically wants to be good at many things. So she's kind of like me. She's good at a lot of things, but not great at anything, and it's kind of hard for her to like pinpoint exactly which career path she would like to do. Now, I feel like she's very, very smart. Anissa also kind of struck me as a sim that would be super concerned about the environment. So I thought maybe possibly she could become like a wildlife conservationist, or just a conservationist, the new career that came with island living, doctor, maybe even an actress. I'm not really sure. Even a politician. I really feel like she is the Jane of all trades, and it's so hard for me to figure out what exactly I'd be leaning towards. The reason why I was thinking actress is because she wants to kind of show Vance that she is so much more than just a housewife, just a pretty face, all of that jazz. And even though he's never done anything in particular to make her feel like she was inadequate, it was just like one of her own insecurities that was kind of like eating at her. Another thing that you may not know about Anissa, she's actually Greek, which is really cool. I love that about her. She does have some features, such as her facial profile and things like that, that are Greek, and I love it. I love that I am playing a sim that is just completely different than any of the sims I have ever played. I've never played with a Greek sim before. So anyways, the situation between Vance and Anissa, it's a little complicated. Some days she's doing amazing, she's doing great, she's fine without him, she's living her best life, and then other days literally like the mood will pop up where she's thinking about her ex, she's thinking about her ex-husband, and it's hard. It's hard on her because she feels like in a way she gave up. Like she didn't try hard enough to salvage the marriage, and it's not her fault necessarily. She did what she could, and she just wasn't content with the relationship, so she decided to go and make herself happy, because at the end of the day, you're the only person that's responsible for your happiness. So that's what she did. And it was hard. You know, she got lonely. There's so many nights where she was tossing and turning and just crying, and that's kind of where Lulu stepped in, actually. She ended up actually adopting her because she she was feeling so lonely that she wanted to fill the void. And instead of filling the void with, you know, just these relationships that really didn't matter, she decided to adopt Lulu. And Lulu is fantastic. I told you guys about her in the speed build, and so many of you were like, oh my god, Bichon, Fritz, they're so hyper, they're so active. Dude, this dog is chiller than a freaking ice cube. Okay, she doesn't do anything at all, period. She might get into the occasional freaking puddle every now and again. It's probably why my sprinklers are freaking broken, but for the most part, she's really good. She doesn't bark, she doesn't, you know, growl. She's chill. She's super duper chill. She's actually smart, friendly, and playful. Tell me why this tiny Weena is showing up on my doorstep. Oh, it's spooky day. It's a trick-or-treater. I'm sorry. I'm like, why is this tiny Weena here? Like, what's going on? We're gonna give this kid a little treat. So in case you guys didn't know, which I'm sure you know by now, current household videos aren't really gameplay. I just play because it'd be boring to have the screen completely like static and just not talk. But I don't really know if there's anything else necessarily that I have to share with you except the fact that this Roger Crane guy, which I'm sure you guys have already seen by now, he is indeed married. So she met him at a book club, and it was just interesting because they were both searching for the same book, and as they were on the shelf, you know, they bumped elbows, and he was like, oh, excuse me, and she's like, no, oh, excuse me, and then all of a sudden, you know, they were in bed saying, squeeze me. That's kind of what happened. Thing is Roger, okay, he is keeping a little secret. Roger's got a whole damn wife and a huge freaking family. Well, I deleted them, so he has one kid. But yeah, Roger is anything but a single Pringle, okay? He is a freaking 4-part series. And she has no idea. The thing is every time she's around him too, she gets this. Feeling the butterflies. I can't describe how I feel when I'm with this sim, and I don't know exactly what mod that is a part of, but it is true. Every time she is around Roger, she literally like loses her breath. He means everything to her, and oh my god, what is this? Who the hell is this? Christian Moreno? Like, how scary is it when you're sitting here trying to talk to your boo thing, and all of a sudden you look up and you've got that staring through your window? It's quite terrifying. Anyway, I thought for a second it might have been my husband, you know, trying to like get in on that trick-or-treat theme, trying to see what I'm doing. But yeah, it might be a little weird to be interested in a guy and then have your ex-husband's photo still up, but I think, you know, maybe possibly Roger doesn't care because he's married too, which I don't know when she's gonna find out and if she's gonna find out. But long story short, that is pretty much the gist, you guys, of my current household. I don't really have a lot else to share with you or to offer at this point, but it's pretty chill. I wanted it to be that way. Kind of wanted to, like I said earlier, have the story progress and unfold as I go. Granted, that could be tomorrow it could end, that could be next week it could end. I really don't know. We'll have to see. Like I said, I'm not putting any pressure on myself. I'm just kind of playing the game as it is. Another cool thing too about Anissa, she does a lot of odd jobs as well, which is a lot of fun. I didn't know that when you went and did odd jobs, like you could do things as like food delivery if you wanted to. You can go and, I don't know, there's just like a lot of different cool things that you can actually do with odd jobs, and it makes the game a lot more interactive. So I highly suggest that you play around with that feature if you're feeling a little bit bored. Anyways, another thing about Vance and Anissa is I feel like sometimes they want to get back together. I mean, I don't know how she feels now, especially with Roger being in the picture, but I do feel like there could be hope for these two. Maybe possibly after Anissa finally finds herself. Who knows? Anyways, long story short, I think I've told you guys enough about my current household. If you all are interested in maybe seeing more future current households where I actually play through a day or something like that, I might be up for it. I really am starting to feel like I don't want to share my current households, because then when I'm playing, it's like, oh, I got to stop here because I want to do a current household video. But then I don't know, sometimes that's fun too, so we'll have to see. But yeah, y'all give me some damn advice in the comments down below. Sorry to sound forceful, but I mean it. I need to get this girl a job. We're kind of on the broke train and we are derailing quickly. So hope you all enjoyed this current household, and if you did, you know what to do, boo. Don't forget to go ahead, comment, rate, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below where the sun does not shine in. Oh, sorry if I'm a little bit quiet. I've been filming a lot today. I'm hoarse. And it's also very late. And with that said, I'll talk to y'all next time. Bye, guys.
Faded back into life.